Let's dive back in time to the beginning of the ancient Indus civilization today with Little Dreams. We will explore the fascinating of the legendary King Manu along with his little savior fish.
In an era when the king of Kish commanded the Euphrates and the white walls of Memphis stood tall in Egypt, the Indus Valley was merely a scattering of small villages along a river plain. Far from the grand cities and empires of other ancient civilizations, these early settlers left behind few traces for historians to uncover. However, one figure emerges from the shadows of time: King Manu, who, according to legend, ushered in a new age in 3102 BC. This story, blending myth with reality, marks the dawn of civilization in India and hints at the decline that would eventually follow. Long before 3102 BC, nomads and shepherds wandered into India through the Khyber Pass and across the Himalayas, drawn by the warmth and water on the other side. The Himalayas shielded the land from frost, and the Indus and Ganga rivers sustained life even in the summer heat. Back then, the Thar Desert was a green, thriving landscape. Around 2,000 years after agriculture first emerged in Mesopotamia and Egypt, villages began to form in the hilly lands west of the Indus in Baluchistan. Settlements also sprang up along the Ganga and the southern coasts, yet these regions remained isolated from each other by vast plains, mountains and deserts developing independently. In the northwest, near the Indus, villages gradually grew into towns. Early houses were built on the river plain, a mile away from the water to avoid floods. Mud bricks were vulnerable to water, so settlers learned to bake bricks in kilns, making them more durable. This marked the beginning of India's urbanization. Here we find the legendary Manu Vaivaswata. As the story goes, a tiny fish approached Manu one morning, pleading for protection from larger predators. Moved by compassion, Manu saved the fish, which in turn warned him of a great flood. Following the fish's advice, Manu built an ark and, with 7 wise sages, survived the flood that swept away the old world. When the waters receded, Manu became the first king of historical India, while the 7 sages ascended to the heavens as the stars of the Big Dipper. For historians, Manu's tale is more myth than fact, and the exact date of 3102 BC is likely a later invention. Yet around this time, villages in the Indus Valley did begin to transform into towns. 2-story houses were built, pottery wheels spun, and copper tools were forged. Trade flourished, with precious stones from distant lands finding their way into Indus homes. Despite this progress, the epic tales of India speaks of decline during this new age, the Kali Yuga, or Age of Iron. This era, marked by wealth and industry, also saw the erosion of virtues like truth and compassion. The sacred texts warned of leaders who would seize the wealth of the people, of the strong preying on the vulnerable, and of men enslaved by their possessions. Thus, as Manu knelt by the water, speaking to the little fish, India's journey towards civilization began. A journey that, like in Sumer, would lead its people away from the paradise of myth and into the complexities of the Iron Age.
That's it for today. Thank you for watching Together with Little Dreams. I hope to see you soon.